In a first prosecution of its kind in New Zealand, a mother-son duo were found guilty of attempting to illegally export 18 kilograms of Pounamu, a green-coloured stone that is sacred to Māori culture. Boyuan Zhang and his mother Xin Li were sentenced for smuggling and fined a total of 5,000 New Zealand dollars. The rare stones were bound for China, that's emerged as a top destination for smugglers. Francois Tumahai is chair of the Runanga or Ngāti Waewae, a representative body of a sub-tribe group situated on the South Island. He says the landmark case serves as a warning to other smugglers.
Yeah, we're over the moon with it, mate. We've been on this journey now for many years to try and get a conviction, because this is the first of its kind here, so we now have a precedent. So we weren't concerned about the fine as such. What we wanted was a conviction, and we achieved that.
And do you think it's going to be an effective deterrence against future smuggling efforts?
It's definitely going to help. What's happening at the moment is his father is due to go before the court within the next month or so as well for trying to smuggle 60 or 70 kgs out a month beforehand.
And before we get to the issue of smuggling, can you first explain to us the cultural significance of the Pounamu stones?
Yeah, so from a Posini Naito perspective, or the sub-tribe of Naito, this is massively significant to us. It's who we are. Pounamu is who we are as a people. And its significance is not just that it's a taonga or a really precious artefact. Back in the day, it was used for a couple of major things, which was not only for wearing an adornment for chiefs of high stature, was also a tool. And I think that the key component to this, the fact that it's a tool and what it could be used for. So it shifted the dynamics over here in New Zealand throughout iwi, because you could actually sharpen it to an edge, or a sharp edge. So it was like having a knife or an axe compared to everybody else. It was just bashing rocks together. So significant on two parts. And now today, we just, it's our duty to be kaitiaki, which is kaitiaki is to look after it for future generations.
So where are the Pounamu stones found, and who manages the extraction, or how they are distributed for selling purposes?
Yeah, the bulk of the jade or the Pounamu in New Zealand all comes from the West Coast. These particular stones that are getting caught up in the black market predominantly coming from alluvial gold mining operations as a byproduct. And there's also, there's extractions as well, but the main culprits is the alluvial gold mining.
So there have been multiple attempts, to smuggle significant quantities, as you mentioned also, of Pounamu out of New Zealand. Firstly, how are smugglers able to get their hands on the stones within New Zealand before the attempt to smuggle it goes on?
Yeah, I think that they're just connected through some of these dodgy miners. And over the years, people know, if you want Pounamu, you come to the South Island, you come to the West Coast, and then it's not hard to then find out through the mining industry who's got any stone or who hasn't, and then it just goes from there really. You can the conversations happen in bars and restaurants, and then the introduction helps, and then next minute they're shipping the stuff out of the country.
And is there a significant black market for Pounamu overseas? And if that is the case, where does most of it end up?
Yeah, a lot of it goes to Australia, but the bulk of it that we're seeing currently is going to China. China's probably the biggest place that the black market is going to. My understanding over there is I've obviously run out of their resource. They know how valuable it is, so the next port of call is here, and that's why they're coming here. Yeah,
because to that market, it looks quite similar to jade, doesn't it?
It is. It is jade, as we call it. It's nephrite jade.
And do you think even now there are large quantities of Pounamu, successfully being smuggled out that are not being intercepted by New Zealand customs?
Yeah, we can't categorically say with evidence, but we know, and you just hear through the rumour mills. You see it when you're overseas, and it's like, well, how did this get here? So we know it is going out, and this is the first step towards starting to get some controls in place to stop it. What we've done through this court case is just the tip of the iceberg. And we've got the father coming through next, and then we've also got another 3 people lined up to go through court. So it's starting to get some momentum now. So we should see a shift. But, it's just like anything else. It's like drugs. People are going to try and do it anyway.
Yes.
We just got to make sure we've got measures in place to try and stop it.
Yes. So right now, it is illegal for more than 5 kilograms of Pounamu to be taken out without consent or permission. What do you think of those sort of limits for a community leader like you?
Yeah, so we've been working with the government on the Pounamu excise bill for a number of years. And each time it comes around, I think it's every 3 years or 5 years, whichever it is. We're always working to get that number down. The other thing about this court case and the success of it, and the fact that we got the minister supporting it, our next drive now is to actually get it to zero. So actually, you cannot export raw Pounamu at all, full stop, and that'll take away any ambiguity around. We thought we could take 3 lots of 5 kgs out and all that sort of thing. So there's no need to hide from it anymore. The law is you cannot take any other country. So that's pretty clear in black and white.
Yes, and Francois, finally, for non-Māori people, how should we approach purchasing Pounamu ethically? What is your advice for avoiding illegally sourced stone?
Yeah, so Ngāi Tahu is where the home of Pounamu is. So if people want Pounamu, they research before they come here, so they do know where it comes from, and they like to purchase it from down this end of the country as well. So what we're saying to them is, look, just make sure that it has the Ngāi Tahu Pounamu trademark and the code system, the authentication system that comes with that. What we're trying to do now too is just talk to a lot of these market people and other people, because we don't want to close them down. We just want them on the scheme so that they can actually present to their customer the fact that it's authentic Ngāi Tahu Pounamu and not stuff from China or from Canada or from Russia, where the other stuff comes from. So we want to help them. We want to help them with the authentication side of things.
Okay, Francois Tumahai, I really appreciate your time today, and thanks very much for chatting with us.
No problem. Thank you.